Welcome to Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? This is your go-to source for practical advice and support when considering if a divorce is the right answer for you. Join us each weekday for a quick chat where we'll uncover a variety of topics such as child custody, property division, and self-care. Together, we'll explore the emotional, financial, and legal aspects of divorce and help you find the best path forward for you and your family. Here is your host and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst Professional, Mike Fulkerson.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today we are going to really get into a question central to most divorces, and that is, how will the property be divided? Now, dividing assets after years of marriage can be quite contentious, but understanding how the process works can ease some of that anxiety. So let's break down the different approaches to property division in the United States. Now, we're going to start with community property versus equitable distribution. Now, really, there are two main ways property is divided in divorce. The first being community property. In these states, and there's only 9 of them, all property acquired during the marriage is considered community property. This means it gets, split basically 50-50 between spouses, regardless of who earned it. Equitable distribution, on the other hand, the majority of states that follow this approach, really property is divided fairly, not necessarily equally. This means factors like length of marriage, each spouse's contribution to acquiring the assets, and their individual financial needs, and are all considered in the process of figuring out who gets what and how much. Now, marital assets and debts are subject to division. This is pretty commonly known. I mean, we're just going to divide up the household, if you will. And it's going to include things like the house, the vehicles, savings accounts, investment accounts, retirement accounts, and those are handled differently in some states. Business ownership, if acquired during the marriage, and debts like credit cards and mortgages and other loans. Basically, it's just anything that you have a liability or is an asset is going to get broken down in some capacity in the marriage settlement agreement. Now, there are a few things that don't get divided. We got some exceptions here. Property that's generally considered separate is excluded from the division, and this could include assets owned before the marriage, inheritances received by one spouse, gifts given specifically to one spouse. So keeping good financial records becomes crucial during a divorce. I mean, this includes bank statements, investment statements, mortgage documents, and receipts for major purchases. Clear documentation helps determine what's considered marital or separate. And ideally, spouses can reach an agreement on property division through negotiation. This can be facilitated by a mediator or a divorce attorney. However, if an agreement cannot be reached, the court will make the final decision based on state laws and the specific circumstances of your case. Remember, property division is just one aspect of the financial complexities of divorce. Consider consulting with a financial advisor to understand the full picture and protect your financial future. In addition to the financial advisor, a divorce attorney can also help you with the legal side of splitting up the assets and coming up with writing the settlement agreement. I want to thank you for joining us on this episode of Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? Should you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments or reach out to me directly. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. And with that, I hope you have a great day.